Okay, this module is all about discussion boards because some of you may not have had an opportunity to do a discussion board in your other courses, so I just want to give you an overview of how they work and what's expected. So first of all, they're located on Brightspace. You go into the Assessments tab and you select Discussion Board from the drop-down list. So they're always going to be due on Sunday. We don't have one every Sunday, as I mentioned in the previous video. But what I need you to do is make sure your response is in by Thursday, because you'll recall that you have to have enough time to respond to other students' postings. So if you don't get yours until 10:30 Sunday night, nobody's going to have time to respond to your posting, and your mark will be, reflect that if you don't post in enough time. So just be aware of that. So you might ask, well, why are discussion boards important? Well, overall, they do provide an opportunity to interact with other students and learn from each other. Everybody has a different perspective on the same topic. You can ask the same question to 10 people and you might get 10 different answers, 10 different viewpoints. So I think it just opens your mind to other ways of thinking and other viewpoints other than your own. So it's very helpful that way. And it also helps you demonstrate your critical thinking skills, and finally, of course, to demonstrate your understanding of the topic in that particular module. So we've got the 5 discussion boards, and they're worth 8% each. As I mentioned earlier, 6% for the quality of the response, 1% for your response to other students' postings, and 1% for grammar, spelling, and so on. So you need to write in a formal business writing style. Some people get the idea because it's a discussion board, it's more casual and conversational in tone, but that's not the intent. You are intended to use appropriate business writing style. So I always advise people to write your response in Word first. That way you can use your spell check and so on, and then copy it into the discussion board. So how do you go about preparing a discussion board post? Well, first you have to read and view the module material. Make sure you read the discussion question very carefully, understand what it is you're supposed to respond to, and don't just copy what you think is an appropriate answer from the module material, but think critically about the material and kind of engage with it. And read other students' posts as well, so you're not duplicating what they're saying. And what you want to do is make a strong argument or a unique argument or opinion, and you want to add value to the discussion. And make sure your response is relevant. And if you're quoting somebody or an article or something that you've read, make sure you include the reference. It's important to acknowledge if the ideas are not your own, that you're using, another source. And it's perfectly fine to use another source, but you do need to include the reference. So when you're responding to your peers or to another student's postings, we have some suggestions here, and you don't have to use all of them. So you can just take 1 or 2. So you can validate what the other person is saying by sharing your experience and stating how it relates to the course material. You can disagree or agree with someone's post and explain why you're agreeing or disagreeing. You can expand on what someone else has said to demonstrate your understanding of the topic. You can critically evaluate a post and make a suggestion. So when I say the word critical, we do want you to be very respectful. So it's a matter of saying, yes, you make a good point. However, there's this other viewpoint that I'd like to share. So you want to be respectful and polite at all times. You might want to share some insight on someone else's post, maybe something you've learned from a reading or from another posting. Or you could explain how someone's posting helped you understand the material and rethink your own views. You can offer an opinion and support it with examples, or you can challenge the statement in a post. And again, you'd want to do that in a respectful manner. So the first discussion board, you won't see that till you get to Module 2. And what you're expected to do is do your own posting and respond to at least 2 other peers' posts. And the total discussion board in terms of your initial posting should be between 200 to 300 words. So the first question coming up in the Module 2 discussion board is, how would you define the cooperative difference? What is unique about cooperatives as a business model compared with investor-owned firms? So you can use examples of co-ops that you're familiar with to illustrate your points. So that concludes the overview of discussion boards.